Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 41st annual Raffle event for the Umbrella Club. Thank you all for your support this year. Thank you so much for coming out on this rainy, dreary day, but brightened up at the end. First thing I'm going to do, which I know those who have been at these events would love to hear, or if you brought earplugs, put them in now. I'm going to call up the members and we're going to sing our song. So members, please come up to the front. Cecil being the important leader. Bring it in tight, boys. Come on. I wonder if you could go up to the front with it out it going. Cecil. Where we go?
I haven't seen you all night.
You got a mic?
Cecil.
Okay.
You ready?
Are we on? All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're a little short-handed tonight. As you can see, we're missing a few people. So we're going to ask everybody for a little participation. All you people, you're here every year. I know you know the words, so you got to help us out. How's that for a deal? Oh!
What do we need from you? Let's go.
Let's have a cheer. The Umbrella Club is here. We'll have some fun when our work is done. Let's make a friend. Time to lend a hand. We're just rough and ready, guys.
But right now, let's just harmonize. Let's give our cheer. The Umbrella Club is here. We'll never ever part.
We'll give a little help now to the kids. Our help now. It's Tim Murphy. Here, the Umbrella Club is here. Hello, Murph. Woo!
Good job, Rachel. Good job.
Hey, listen up. Scotty.
Well, thank you, everybody, for coming this evening. We appreciate the support. This year was a special year from a standpoint of ticket sales, and I know that economy is getting a little tougher. Price of everything is going up, but we held our price at $100 per ticket. So thank you for taking a chance on the Umbrella Club, taking a chance with us. It really, really makes a big difference. I want to say a couple thank yous. First and foremost, to putting this event on. The committee that does it is the Raffle Committee. So thank you to the spouses of the Raffle Committee members who put up with us on conference calls. We start every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Sometimes we wrap up at 11 o'clock. So when it's time to put the kids to bed, when it's time to pay attention to the family, we've taken out a lot of time from that. So thank you to all the families who've allowed us to help the kids. This particular year only happened a couple minutes ago. I'm not going to call the individual out, but 10 years ago I joined the club and helped a 6-year-old who was diagnosed with leukemia, and that individual is here to join us today at 16 years old, and it brings a smile from ear to ear to have that person, and it just shows us that we're not a one-and-done club. We're not folks that just forget about somebody after we give them a couple bucks. So this is a family. You guys are part of it. If you don't know what we do, you'll understand by the end of our presentation this evening. So thank you. Good luck in winning some cash. Hopefully the food was tasty and the cocktails were flowing. Keep it going. If you guys want to continue to eat during the program, I know things were late, so feel free to walk up. And I'm going to turn this over to Charlie, who's also head of the Raffle committee and does a lot of hard work and takes a ton of time away from his family. So thank you, Charlie. I'll hand it off to you.
Thanks, John. And thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. 41st annual cash raffle. It's as old as I am. So it's awesome to see so many familiar faces, so many new faces here. And it's the people in this room that make it happen. This is our event where we uploaded the list of donors for this year alone, and it was over 1,200 individuals that contributed to make this event a success. So thank you, everyone. And while the raffle tickets pay for the dinner and the event and all this, it's our corporate sponsors that really make this such a great success. So I'm going to take some time now and thank them. Everyone has a table card on their table, so take a minute and look at it. There's a nice booklet that one of our members, Marcus Sweeney, put together this year. It's the first time we've had one. It tells you about the club, about the sponsors, some of our club members who donate to the cause. So take a look, while we're talking and all that stuff. But first, our Legacy Club, these are individuals or organizations that give large amounts of money every year to the Umbrella Club and support all of our events. The first one, Ligadina. Thank you. And an organization that's near and dear to our hearts. We do a lot of work alongside them and with them, the NFL Alumni of Connecticut. Now, our highest level sponsors this year are gold sponsors. We have 3 that we would like to recognize. The first is a sponsor at, I think, all of our events, Stanford Hospital. We've had a great relationship with them, and they're doing amazing stuff in our community to help families and children. Recently started addressing mental health with our young people, so they are really an asset to our community. We have 2 other gold sponsors, Pavarini Construction and BT Flooring Solutions. Thank you guys so much for your support. Now, our silver sponsors are the next level. We have a bunch of them. First, another great sponsor. You see them at a lot of events everywhere in the community, First County Bank. If you've sold a home or bought a home, chances are maybe you've met Chris Carrozza. Carrozza Realty is also a silver sponsor. And everyone knows Eastern Land Management. They're everywhere, and they're also a huge supporter of the club. 44 Business Capital and Berkshire Bank, thank you very much. Storm Associates, also a silver sponsor. My softball team in Rye, the Wranglers over there, got some representation. Thank you, guys. Sync Renewables, a great solar provider for both residential and commercial solar systems. They're a consultant. They decided to support our event this year. Thank you, guys. And last but not least, United Select Risk Management. Thank you. And now there's a lot of bronze sponsors. I'm going to read them. We can hold our applause till the end. But definitely just take a time to look at the sponsor list and think about, if any of them are people that you can support or you run into in your daily lives, just to say thank you, because we really do appreciate their support. We have the Norwalk Police Athletic League. Oh, I think it's the Activities League. Floor Covering Warehouse, Tri-State LED, PKF O'Connor Davies, Hartford Healthcare, Stanford Bank and Trust, the First Bank of Greenwich, Sharon and Jack Feary, Ives Bank, Cam Sam Electrical Contractors, Craftify Home Lending, the Meehill Family, BJ Ryan's Foundation, Stanford Police Association, Super K Electric, Advanced Wheels of Technology, and Lenny's Italian Seafood and Steaks. We also would like you to take a moment to just look over the friends and member sponsors. A lot of the Umbrella Club members not only give their time, but give their money to the various events. So you kind of saw everyone stand up before, but thank you to all the Umbrella Club members and their families. If everyone who's a member or a spouse would please stand up one last time. Thank you guys and ladies very, very, very much. There they are in all their glory. All right, we also just want to thank a couple other people, specifically Chris Fuller of Giovanni's Wine and Liquor. All the drinks you've been enjoying tonight, our thanks to Chris. He's up on High Ridge Road on the way to the Stanford Nature Center. Someone's going to be winning a membership there later tonight. So, maybe on the way home, stop by. I also want to recognize one of our members who has done the unthinkable. He sold more than 10% of all the tickets available. So chances are a lot of people in this room bought a ticket from Mike Zodi. And I think Mike wants to thank some people quickly. Thank you, Mike.
How you doing? I've been a member for 41 years, and I really love this club. This club means a lot to me. This club is actually my life. And there's some special people I'd like to thank. They bought plenty of tickets for me. Gina Lagano, 25 tickets. Jan Trips, 20 tickets. Patty Brown, 16 tickets. And we have Juan Salvatore and Joanne Salvatore, 15 tickets. And we have a lot of people bought 10 tickets. We have Terry O'Connell, we have Paul Smith, Chip Smith, Tom Sally, John Cody, and last but not least, hey DJ, you better buy your ticket for me next year. Bye. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Mike. Great job. Now, Mike has been selling, 100+ tickets for the past couple years, but for the past couple decades, Mike Marullo has sold over 100 tickets. I always have to thank him. He's usually seated back by the bar. And as you were checking in tonight, you might have seen the giant trophy. We're not presenting at the event this year, but we established it 4 years ago, called the Colangelo Cup. And we break all the work of this event into teams, and we have some friendly competition to see who can raise the most money. And each year, the team that raises the most money gets their names on the Colangelo Cup, which is nice. Pat Colangelo was a member of the Umbrella Club. He really taught a lot of us what it meant to give back. During the raffle lunches, I just always remember him coming in and selling sponsorships, tickets, always checking in on how we were doing. And his energy was so inspiring, so we always like to remember him at this event. Thank you, Pat. And that's all I got. I'm going to ask Scott Kelly, our president, to come up and say a couple words. Everyone should be getting a text to donate if you are so moved. It's easy to do through GiveSmart. The silent auction's open until 8:45. And thank you again, everyone, for coming and supporting our awesome club.
Awesome. Thank you, Charlie. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. It looks like a packed house. I can't wait to find out what the final head count is. I think we're right near, got to be 400. Last year I think we did 370. I think we're all at 380, 385, or we'll see. But thank you all for coming out. We appreciate it. We know you have busy lives, you have families. Coming out supporting us means a lot to us. And this is an important event for us, and we're very happy to have you. As you guys know, you've been to these before. When I have a microphone in my hand, I'm going to tell you who the Umbrella Club is, what we do, and how we do it. That's just what I do. So we are 50 members, volunteers, that raise money for sick and disabled children who reside in Fairfield County and have financial hardships. There's 6 words to remember: sick and disabled, Fairfield County, financial hardships. That's us in a nutshell. We have 3 events every year. You're in the middle of one right now. It's usually, in the middle of February like it is now. We also have a June 9th golf outing at Rockrimmon Country Club. We also have an Endless Summer on the Sound, which is going to be the Sunday after Labor Day, which is September 7th down at Woodway. If you haven't been to either of these other 2 events, I encourage you to go. They're a lot of fun. They're amazing. We raise a lot of money. So that being said, that's kind of like housekeeping. I want to peel back the curtain a little bit and tell you about, I've talked about it up here at this very podium, our Good and Welfare Committee. And I don't know, if you don't know what they are, I want to tell you, is the members in our club that are part of this committee, they are the ones that act as the filter. So when people apply for assistance on our website, these are the members that take the applications, study them, call them, set up Zoom calls with them, or live meetings at their potential recipients' homes. I would love to have each and every one of you to be a fly on the wall, to listen to one of these calls or to be there live. The things that come out, you hear these parents that are desperate, their children are sick, disabled, whatever's going on, and you're hearing words like spinal muscular atrophy, you're hearing Down syndrome, you're hearing leukemia, brain tumors, you're hearing words like there's no cure, no cure. Imagine that. You hear shortened life expectancy, things that you shouldn't hear about a child. The conversations usually shift over to financial. The common denominator with these folks, ladies and gentlemen, is they have 2 working parents, and one of them has to drop out of the workforce because they have to take care of their son or daughter. So you can imagine your own household. If you have 2 incomes, that one drops out. You can imagine the financial hardship that comes with that. We hear words like bankruptcy, foreclosure, eviction, Section 8 housing, maxed out credit cards, drain their retirement savings. Those are the type of people that we're dealing with. And these gentlemen that are on these calls, every month, we get anywhere from 10 to 20 applications a month. To put that in perspective, literally, not even 5, 6, 7 years ago, we would get 1 or 2 apps. Sometimes in a month, we wouldn't get any. But these guys are dealing with 10 to 20 every month. And there's typically 4 or 5 guys on a call. You'll have one of them will be kind of the leader that'll, kind of dictate the call and ask the questions. And they take notes and they listen. And they're just writing down all this information, all the, the hardships, everything that's going on. And, these are grown men that have, some of them where we have some young members that have very young children, or we have actually some of our older members that are retired that have grandchildren. And they're hearing all of these afflictions, hearing what's going on. And they have to report them back to us at our general meeting. So they will stand up individually. There could be 4 or 5, 6 of them, and they might each have 1 or 2 families. And they're standing there and they're trying to pronounce a 13-letter word that's some crazy affliction you never heard of, some crazy reverse lottery that this child, 1 in a million, has, or cerebral palsy, things that we talked about. It's devastating. And I hear, because of the passion, I know these members, when they talk, you can hear a crack in their voice. You can hear a pause because their heart is breaking. They feel it. They know what's going on. And that we sit there as their brothers and just listen, and we vote. And I'm telling you right now, they'll say, all right, well, let's all vote. It's $5,000. It could be $10,000. It could be, it's never enough money. We're not curing their disabilities. We're not curing cancer. We're not curing leukemia. It's just enough to help them, trying to raise the bar to help them a little bit, maybe even the playing field. It could be equipment. It could be wheelchairs. It could be handicap accessible vans. It could be what modifications to their home. How about this one, though? How about we have to pay their rent sometimes or buy them food? Because, as I talked about earlier, the financial hardships, it's heartbreaking. But I'll tell you what, the one word that always comes to mind when I think about good and welfare and the whole process, it's perspective. Whatever makes you lay in bed at night and you stare at the ceiling, you can't sleep, I can guarantee you that it pales in the comparison to what these people go through every day of their lives with their children, worrying about their health, worrying about the finances. There's going to be food on the table, a roof over their head. The great news is this, though. Thanks to all of you, your extreme generosity, everything you do for us every year, year in and year out. Last year, we had a record year. We gave out over $640,000 to sick and disabled children. We're blessed. Without you guys, we don't exist. We'd just be a glorified lunch crew. But I'll tell you, I ask you this as a favor to make sure that we can continue these promises, because these applications are going to keep growing. The word's out. People know we're helping the sick and disabled children in our own backyard in Fairfield County. So we ask that you stay loyal to us, stay doing what you've been doing for over 40 years so that we can continue to deliver on these promises for these folks. Before I leave you and put down this mic, I want you to remember the first time, when you first had a child, when your wife was pregnant and you're going through, you're excited. You're nervous at the same time. It's going to be new things going on, new responsibilities. And I remember when you go to the well visits, right? You have the different exams, just the routine, going to have, like a sonogram or whatever it is, and ultrasound. I remember with our own kids, my wife would be laying there and they'd put the wand on her belly and, they're looking at the screen, pointing and talking. I'm looking at the doctor. I want to know what's going on over there. I'm playing a little game of poker. She doesn't know it, but I'm watching what's going on. I want to see if there's going to be a facial tic. Is there a tell? Is there something going on? Like if there's something wrong with my child in my wife's belly. And that's how my crazy brain works. But it never, thank God, everything was normal. But imagine if it wasn't. And you have twins. You have twins. Your wife's laying there with the sonogram, with the wand on her belly, and the doctor says to them, "We got an issue here. Right now we have what's called TTS. TTS is twin transfusion syndrome, and that means that the amniotic fluid is imbalanced. There's one baby has too much, the other one's got not enough. So it's very scary. They have to keep an eye on you for the next few weeks. So when you come back a few weeks later, they tell you it's gotten even worse. We're going to have to do an ablation. We're going to have to put a laser in there and split any contact between the two babies to see if that'll rectify the situation. We're also going to take a lot of the amniotic fluid out of the one that has too much. So you come back even more weeks later. 27 weeks, you find out that one of the babies has heart failure. They have to do an emergency C-section. They got to get in there right away. Take your wife out, take them out, the babies come out, you don't get to hold them, you don't get to see them. And you're sitting in the hospital and just waiting to see what's going to happen. And then they had to tell you that one of the babies has a brain bleed. A brain bleed. They have to do brain surgery. Someone that could probably fit in the palm of my hand. What kind of equipment do you have for that? How are you going to do that kind of a surgery on someone that is that young and that small? So baby recovers. The two babies are in the hospital, in the NICU for 3 months. 3 months. My kids were there for 2 or 3 days, right? Normal. 3 months. They finally go home. And it's time, things you're watching is how they're developing. And the one that had the brain surgery is having issues. He's throwing up. He's lethargic. He's very fussy. There's a lot of issues. They bring him back to the hospital. He's got to have a second brain surgery. Turns out the shunt they put in wasn't working. So they have now 2 brain surgeries in 6 months. You could live to be 120 years old and never have brain surgery. This kid in 6 months has already had 2. So the parent, imagine a parent, the fear, how scared you would be to know what's going on with this poor these 2 helpless beings, these little babies that you're just petrified of what's going to happen. So as they fast forward, they go home, and they ended up being both, one of the children gets diagnosed with cerebral palsy. He also has chronic lung disease. He has what's called special seizures, unfortunately. And the other one is diagnosed, we're going to be diagnosed on a waiting list to find out if he has autism. So you as a parent are thinking, well, you know, here's what we're going to do. We're both going to work. We're going to send the kids to daycare. No big deal. You can't, because now these sick children, they can't go to daycare. So the mom steps back, doesn't go to the workforce. Now, again, what I talked about at the beginning, 2 incomes go to 1. The bills keep mounting. There's still an issue there. So you're sitting there going, what are we going to do? You know, you're praying at night. You're looking up at the sky, the ceiling. God, what are we going to do here? What can we do? The answer is, I'm going to have my friend Steve, who's the father of these 2 twins that I just talked about, to come up here and tell us what's going on. Stephen, can you come up? Sam and Finn are now 2 years old. Claire, the mother, and his wife is home watching them.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Being in the medical research area, I've always had these conversations, has always been very medically technical. I've never heard someone else share our story and didn't realize I'd get emotional about it. But thank you for everything you do, and thank you for being here. Like Scott, I was also one who would always watch the person doing the ultrasound and thought that I'd be able to see what was going on. And first saw the kind of the shock and surprise on them when it was twins, and I thought that that was our big surprise. And then, as he's mentioned, there were many surprises down the road that were not expected, and that put plans, made them change. And I think there's a lot of things that go into that. And one, there's kind of the initial shock and this initial disappointment that the plans that you had are going to drastically change forever, or at least be put on hold for quite a while. But I think the other thing that comes with it is this kind of chronic isolation and chronic loneliness, not only from physically having to distance from everyone for the last 2.5 years because your children couldn't get something, otherwise it could either really hospitalize them or kill them, but also just this loneliness of knowing that you're going around and you're seeing all of your friends have these perfectly normal children, and you know that your kids are never going to have that same experience. You know that they're never going to be able to have the life that you envisioned for them when you were preparing this family. And so I'm really grateful for the work that you guys do, because as a result of Finn's cerebral palsy, and you can see him on the board, he's still very aware of what's going on, and he sees his brother, who is nonverbal but very motor capable, running around, and he sees that and he wants to join. And often, as is the case, as we're trying to care for them, it's only one of us caring for them at a time, as we're trying to balance the different responsibilities that come with trying to be adults as well. And so what would often happen is that one of us would help Finn kind of in balance and help him walk around where he wanted to go, and then Sam, his brother, would be neglected and wouldn't be able to be helped when he needed. And so it was always this balancing act of trying to help one walk and move and help another engage in the way that you want to as a parent. And so as we were going through this journey, we started meeting with so many specialists, and one of them, thankfully, was a physical therapist who started showing us that there was equipment specifically designed by really, really smart people that would help bring some mobility back to his life. And so I think somewhere up here there's a picture of Finn and his gait trainer. And that's been such a blessing, not only just for physically for our backs and for not having to hold him, but also for his brother to be able to engage with him. His brother can now kind of push him around, and they can engage like siblings instead of just Finn sitting on the sideline and watching his brother. He also has a stander that allows him to just kind of be at level with everyone and be a part of the playing field. And then he has a special wheelchair that he's been able to go through. And at first, when we heard about this equipment, we were overjoyed, and then it kind of felt like the rug was being pulled from under our feet because we were told, oh, by the way, each of these pieces of equipment is over $10,000. And thankfully, through school, we've got really great insurance, but they don't cover all of it. And so we were told that we were going to have these huge bills. And how do you decide between, I know that my child needs this, but financially we don't really have the means to do this right now. Like, we didn't budget all of this money for this equipment. And that's where the Umbrella Club came in. We were put with a social worker who told us about this club that we had never heard about before, who was able to maybe provide some assistance. And he's talked about the process of, we started going through these calls, and I'm always a little bit skeptical of, I never want to get my hopes up that we'll actually get help. But we started meeting with these really kind people, and they put us through, and then we waited, and then we heard back that everything was going to be covered. And it was initially this huge relief. But at that point, I thought our relationship was over. We got the money, and then we're just going to kind of keep going. But then a couple months later, they reached out again and said, hey, how are you guys doing? Is there anything more we can do to help? And then they met again, and then they offered us more assistance to be able to help and to be able to put eventually towards a van that Finn's going to need to be able to hold all his equipment and be wheelchair accessible. And then just earlier today, Bob again reaches out to me and asks if there's anything he can do to help with some of his therapy that's going to be pretty expensive. And I think the financial aspect is one really important part of it that's hugely relieving. And I think another part that isn't always seen is just this knowing that there's people who actually care about your kids like you do, who are willing to sacrifice, because so often the only people in their lives are people that you're paying to care for them, being the doctors. And it's wonderful to have doctors who are specialized, and that's not to lower their meaning, but it's so wonderful to have people who are choosing to become a part of your children's lives and care for them and help them. So I'm just really grateful for everything the Umbrella Club does, and for all of you for being here and making it possible, because like he said, they can't do what they do unless you do what you do and come out to these events and support them. So I just want to say thank you all.
Well done. Wow. That was an amazing job. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for being here and saying those words. Wow. Amazing. Anyways, we're going to get into the raffle now. So I wish everybody the best of luck. And we're going to pick the tickets. We're going to have Stephen pick the winning tickets. And God bless you all. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you. All right, this is the fun part. We pick the winning ticket first. We'll pick all the tickets. We'll rotate it once between picks. We'll document them, and then we'll announce the winners. So, the winner is, you won't know for a couple minutes. Go ahead. Just one. All right. This machine might also be 41 years old. Older than that. Me? All right, second prize. The first prize was $25,000 in cash. The second prize is $7,500 in cash. The third prize is $2,500 of cash. The fourth prize is a $2,500 travel voucher from Here to the Moon Travel. The fifth prize is a $1,000 grocery gift certificate. And the sixth prize is a $500 Amazon gift card. You got it? That was 3, right? All right, so this next person's going on a vacation. Highly recommend it. All right. No hints. No hints. All right, fifth prize, $1,000 grocery gift certificate. We'll do one last spin. I'm assuming people don't want a long bathroom break before we announce the winners. That was in the program, but we just canceled that. And thank you again, everyone. Last moments to bid in the silent auction. That's closing or closed. And thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you so much. It was a great job. You want to do the honors?
No.
Wow. Okay. Here we go. Actually, let's start with the 6th prize. So 6th prize, $500 Amazon gift card. Scott Lumby. All right. You can just stand up. We know where to find you. We'll get in touch. Nothing to give you here. Congratulations and thank you for your support. It's nice that you're in the room. All right, 5th prize. This is the $1,000 grocery gift certificate. Jenna Lee Wirtz. Is Jenna Lee here? Yeah? No? Oh, I'm on video? All right, well, if anyone knows Jenna Lee, we'll be calling her, but you can break the news early if you want. $2,500 Hear the Moon gift card, travel voucher. Great travel agency, has been supporting the raffle for a long time. Brian Fiore. Yeah? Yeah? Is he here? Yes. Oh, no, but Justin's here. Justin knows him. Justin was one of our team leaders this year. Yeah? All right. First cash prize, $2,500 cash. A. Vidi. Could be a number of people, probably. Congratulations. All right. $7,500 cash prize, the 2nd prize. Amy George. Yeah? Yeah! She's here. Awesome. That is great. That is great. And let's hope this person's in the room. The grand prize winner of $25,000 of cash before taxes. Oh, awesome. Steve Lamachine? That's one of his, but not him. Justin, can we get a pronunciation on that? All right. Free gas tomorrow, everyone. All right, so thank you everyone for coming. The teacup raffle, if you won, a spreadsheet will be put up on the screens. Check your ticket number. Take your prize before you leave. If you don't take it, we'll give it to the golf outing. Silent auction, if you won, go to the back of the room. And congratulations, and thank you for your support. And thank you everyone for supporting the Umbrella Club. Good night. Oh, there's coffee in the lobby. Get home safe.